Good evening. Today we're promoting Connecticut Lions District 23C, and my guest today is Millie Burke, who is a charter member of the Eastern Connecticut AAA Lions Club. She's also vice president of Eastern Connecticut AAA Lions Club and cabinet chair, District 23C for Guiding Eyes and for the blind and healing autism. She's also LCIF Lions. I forgot.
LCIF coordinator.
LCIF coordinator.
District 23C.
Lions. Yeah. Anyway, you've been with Guiding Eyes for the Blind since 1997, and that's fantastic. Why don't you explain to us what?
Okay.
This is Millie.
Hi.
Why don't you explain to us what the dog means?
Well, I brought my
puppy.
dog, my easy dog, with me. It doesn't shed, doesn't bark, and it's housebroken. We use that for display and PR. A lot of people don't know that Guiding Eyes for the Blind is around. And one of the things that I do is I do library displays. And when you said I could bring something for the table, I said I'll bring my good dog.
Oh, he's good. He doesn't bark. Sure. He's nice.
Yeah. And Guiding Eyes for the Blind has been around since 1954. And since then, they have established over 7,000. They've graduated, rather, over 7,000 teams.
Wow.
It's a very big organization. It's a world-renowned guide dog school. We have puppy raising regions from Maine to the Carolinas, all the way out to Ohio. And we graduate 144 teams a year and have about 400 to 500 dogs on program at any one time.
Wow.
I have raised 7 dogs for Guiding Eyes for the Blind.
I've seen you at the different places with the dogs.
Yeah. And the dogs that don't make it can go into other careers. That's where Healing Autism came from.
Oh, okay.
It's an offshoot of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. 5 years ago, a little longer than 5 years ago, they determined that there was a need for dogs for autistic children, because autistic children can relate better to dogs in a lot of cases than they can to people.
Is that right?
So they found a program in Canada, sent people up to Canada and trained them. And since then, I believe they've placed about 30 dogs in this program.
Fantastic. And
it's an outlet for some of our softer dogs that don't have the confidence for guide work.
Okay.
And go ahead.
What does it cost for a dog?
Okay. People ask me that all the time, and I'm going to change the word cost of value. They place a value of $45,000 on the dogs. That includes the breeding, training, and the follow-up care. Okay. These dogs go from Guiding Eyes for the Blind. These dogs go to the visually impaired absolutely free of charge.
That's amazing.
It's all done by volunteerism and private donations. There is no government funding whatsoever for it.
And of course, Lions are heavy into that.
Yes.
I know we donate to a competitor also.
And when I came into Lions, I talked about Guiding Eyes because I had been with them for so long. And a lot of people in this area don't know that there's another group around, and that's why I am now promoting Guiding Eyes, because we are there and we are active.
Well, there should be, and I know a couple of another Lion from Norwich who has a dog from, I forget where she got it from.
Fidelco?
No, it wasn't Fidelco.
There's so many.
Eileen. I can't remember the dog. I was talking to her the other day. It's some other place has got it.
Okay.
Any of them are great.
Yeah. And depending on where you go around the country, if you say guide dog, people are going to answer with a different organization.
Now, I noticed you got the guide dog in pre-training jacket on here.
Yeah.
So if anybody sees that, that means that dog is in training. You really shouldn't mess with them. If I'm correct.
When we have the dogs in training, we would like you to ask, because we teach our dogs things in specific manners. At Guiding Eyes, we start from day one and we build on that. As puppy raisers, we want to make sure that we're instilling skills in this dog that they're going to use later on. So we ask, if you come and say, can I pet your dog? Quite often we'll tell you what we're going to ask you to do to help us do this so that the dog does it successfully.
Yeah.
We prefer that you don't just run up, oh, let me pet your dog, because that doesn't help us much.
They are puppies.
I know they're puppies.
And no, you don't want to mess them up. And I know that I've always been told, if he's got the harness on, Don't
Yeah.
even go near them.
And the reason for that is when they have their harness on, they are working.
Yeah.
And if you go up to the dog, you can cause the dog to break their concentration, which
Yeah.
can put both the person and the dog in harm's way. And you don't want to do that.
No, no.
So,
I like the story that George Salpetro used to tell us about him and Carl, and during the training, and he said, they tried to kill me. He said, I stepped off a curb and the dog jumped back, knocked me down, and they had a van coming down the hill with the
Yep.
motor off, trying to hit him.
Right.
But the dog saved him.
Right.
Naturally, of course they wouldn't have hit him, but that's the
no,
idea.
but there
of
are
it.
cases outside of a controlled situation
Absolutely.
that it could.
That could
And one of the
happen,
things
yeah.
they do that, one of the reasons they do that is to help instill confidence of the person in the dog.
Yeah.
Because I had the opportunity to do a Juno walk where they blindfold you.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I've done
you
that.
walk the dog.
Yeah.
Or the dog rather walks you. And when you realize that you can trust that dog with your life, it's a phenomenal feeling.
It is.
So, and that's one of the things that people who are visually impaired, it gives them a lot more opening in the world because they can go places that they couldn't go before.
There's so many different things now for dogs. They use them for epilepsy. They use them for. They can tell cancer. They can do all kinds of things. And I think we're just scratching the surface with dogs.
Well, and I couldn't find the picture of Margie, but my Margie was a little too high energy for guide work.
Uh-huh.
And she went to alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Oh,
She's
really?
sniffing for bombs for the FBI.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and actually the first arson dog in Connecticut, Maddie, was a guiding eyes for the blind release dog. The first LA arson dog was a guiding eyes for the blind release dog. And they're around a lot of places. There used to be one up at Hartford, at Bradley Airport, sniffing for bombs up there. Yeah.
Their dogs are just amazing. And because you see a little pet dog at home, a nice little puppy, blah, blah, blah. But they can be so much more.
And most dogs need a job.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many different breeds out there, and
yeah.
they do different things, but almost any dog needs a job of
Now,
some sort.
what is your breed, generally?
Most of the dogs at Guiding Eyes are Labradors.
Labs. Okay.
And they have some Shepherds. They have their own breeding program. And when I started in '97, they could go sit back 16 generations on the dogs. So
No kidding.
they breed them for confidence, health, demeanor, and lastly, looks. And I haven't seen a bad-looking one.
No, the labs are so neat.
And labs will go with anybody. That's one of the reasons that they're so successful as guide dogs, because they transfer from person to person more easily than some other breeds.
Wow, that is neat. So if you'd like to make a donation, we do take donations, and you can contact Millie at gebgem@snet.net, and it's on the screen right now. We take donations. Donations are more than likely tax deductible. We have a program we can use for the tax deductible. So they are tax deductible. $45,000, a lot of money, and we as Lions have, I don't know how many dogs we paid for.
And one of the other things we're always looking for is puppy raisers, and we do have a local group. We meet at Ledyard Center every other week, so we have local puppy raisers.
Now they have special foods too, don't they? Or do they?
Not so much with Guiding Eyes. As long as it's a high-quality dog food, they're not real specific about what.
The only problem with training dogs is you got to give it up.
Well, if you know it's going for a better purpose,
Oh yeah.
that gives you the incentive to give it up.
So again, if you want a training dog, have a puppy for around 5 or 6 months, is it?
I count on 18 months when I take a
Oh,
puppy.
18 months.
We have them for anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
Okay. But the nice thing, you can trade them in and get another one.
Exactly.
So you can always have young puppies around. Again, try that email address, and or you can give her a call. We'll have the number up at the end of the program. Now, you also do Lions Club International Foundation.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us about that?
Okay. Well, you're a Lion, right?
I'm a Lion.
Okay. So
35 years.
As a Lion, you belong to Lions Club International.
Right.
Do you know that Lions Club International Foundation belongs to you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Good.
That's right.
A lot of Lions don't know that.
Yeah, I used to have a card.
Yeah. And it is a 4-star charity.
Yeah.
Right. 100% of every donation that goes to LCIF goes right directly to programs.
Isn't that amazing?
All of their administrative costs come out of investment results.
Yeah.
So, and if you go on Charity Navigator, they're 4-star.
Matter of fact, I was online today and I was seeing that they were 4-star. And the #1 in the world, I think.
Yeah, it actually, one of these things I have here, I think it was 2007 or 2008. Sorry about that.
Sorry. The idea of the program is to expand people's knowledge
2007.
2007 expands people's knowledge of lions, because everybody thinks of lions as eye research. Oh, you got glasses?
Yeah.
Well, we do so much more.
Right.
And that's why we have this show on constantly, to be able to show people what we do.
And that's part of where Lions Club International Foundation comes in, because not only do we do vision, but we do hearing, we do youth service programs. Lions Quest is one of those.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the $10,000 come from LCIF?
It did, and that was one of the things I wanted to touch on, was the
Yes.
fact that they give grants for disasters, and just recently with Sandy, $10,000 went to District 23C Lions, which is our district, which is Eastern Connecticut and some of Southern.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other ones may have put in for, but I know our district got $10,000, and a variety of clubs were able to restock food banks that were depleted because of that.
Now, New London Lions, which I belong to, got $2,600, and we put it into the Gemma Moran Food Center in London. And I've got pictures of the thing. You can't believe the number of cans of stuff in, and hamburger, 150 pounds of hamburger, and they were so acceptable because we're replenishing the stuff,
Right.
because people had lost their food,
Right.
and went to the Gemma Moran place to replace their food, which is a double whammy on them, because they already gave it out, now they're giving it out a second time.
Right.
So they could really use the 2,600.
And
you
that-
had the same similar experience.
Right, and that came at a very good time, because the food banks were very depleted because of Sandy going into the holiday season,
Yeah.
which is a time of the year that they really do need donations.
Yeah.
So, you know, as Lions, we were very grateful that we were able to get that $10,000 to help the area. So this went to local needs.
Well, you know, the other nice thing about it is, you ask for the money, they send it. They don't send an investigative team down and check to see if you need it or not. They send a check, and it's right there, boom.
I do believe one of the things that they wanted us to do was try and make sure it was publicized, which you did.
Yes.
And one of the reasons for that is that lets people locally know, wait a minute, those Lions do more than just collect old eyeglasses.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So, one of the big things with Lions Club International was the measles initiative. Did you know about that one?
I don't know if I did.
Okay, worldwide, measles is a very debilitating disease.
Yeah.
It's
I
also
know that.
very preventable. Okay, it costs $1 US for a shot.
Wow.
And this has been the program that the Lions have taken on, and Bill Gates Foundation found out about that and challenged us. If we raised $10 million, they would give us $5 million.
Really?
We met that at the end of October.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
But that's how strongly the Gates Foundation felt about partnering with our foundation. So, and with the measles, every day worldwide, 380 children die of measles. That's preventable.
Wow.
It is down from 450, so we're making progress.
Yeah.
And when I did the LCIF training, they had maps of the world that showed where the measles was, and I was really astounded at the number of outbreaks in Europe and the U.S.
Not
So
kidding.
this isn't just in third world countries.
Wow.
So for $1, you can save a child's life.
Huh.
And not to mention the children that you save from blindness, hearing loss, and mental retardation. And one of the things that LCIF promotes is the 100% Club. And you're a Lion. You know about the banner, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know about the patches on the banner?
Yep.
Well, your club can get 100% patch if every member in your club donates to LCIF.
Right.
That money doesn't go towards the Melvin Jones Fellowship. That's a different program.
Yep.
But if you have 19 people in your club, everybody donates $20, you saved 1 day's worth of children.
Wow.
So,
It's
you know,
amazing.
from my perspective, $20 is a worthwhile investment.
And I'd like to point out, too, that a lot of the work that's being done, like on the measles and injections and everything else, are volunteer Lions.
Yes.
It's just no payroll. They just fly out there and give their time and expertise.
One of the other things about the measles initiative, there are other things that you can, you know, we could have taken on polio, but measles has to be refrigerated. So not only are we giving vaccines, but in order to do that, we have to bring services to people who wouldn't normally have services.
Oh, wow. So you're doing a double whammy.
Right. So we're bringing in electricity and refrigeration to places that would not have had it.
Now, we also, several years ago, they did it, and they're still trying to control it, is river blindness.
Yes.
And I don't remember how many millions of people they saved. And all it was is bugs in the water.
Right.
And they didn't realize it, and they were going blind because of it.
Right, and this is one of the other things that Lions have been very involved in, and that was their Campaign Site First program that
Right.
was very, very successful. And they're still working on that. That hasn't gone the wayside.
No.
It's just because Lions are successful in raising money for these things, and people get on board. Now we've added an extra one to it that's going to help other people with other problems.
You know, as much as we do, it's amazing how there's still more things that pop up, and there's so much more to do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it seems like every president comes in and finds something else, and we're working on so many other projects. And it's not just one of the nations, it's right here. We had pumped a lot of money down in Louisiana during their hurricane. World Trade Center.
Yep.
We had a couple of trailers in there that were being used by the firemen, police, and anybody else. They'd go in there, change clothes, and walk out the door a clean person, take a shower, get fed, and back to work. And that was all, I don't know how many millions we spent on that. But it's, again, if you like to donate, we have so many different charity programs that you can do with diabetes and LCIF, and it's just so many things. And it is all 100% going. I feel like I'm on public TV. But it's true. I feel so great about it because I've been since 1974, and it's just always been very dear to me. Now we're taking on a new project called Whale's Tales Book Drive. What's this about? I really don't know anything about.
Okay, you had just actually gave a great lead in for that, because every international president has a project.
Okay.
And this year's project is literacy.
Ah.
Okay. And I read that, and some of the suggestions were collect books, you know, read to kids. And I said, you know what? I can collect books, but what am I going to do with those books when I collect them? And that's when a friend of mine who's very involved with Whale's Tales told me about Whale's Tales. And it's located in New London, in Old St. Bernard's in the back.
Okay.
And anybody can go in there and get free books. It's the Martin Center.
Oh, right. Okay.
And what they are looking for is they're looking for gently used books, baby board books through something that's appropriate for a teen. We're not looking for adult books. We're not looking for Michener and Patterson and that. We're looking for books that will be appropriate for teens.
Oh, okay.
And so I decided to take this one level up, and I talked to Nanette Burdick and got her involved in this, and that was the end of October. Last Thursday, we delivered books that were collected by the Mystic Lions, the Salem Lions, the Pawcatuck Lions, AAA Lions, the Leo's Club, and I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody because I don't want to offend anybody. Oh, Groton Lions also, I'm sorry, Groton Lions were there. And
Better be.
we delivered these to Wales Tales over in New London last Thursday. I had a pickup truck fully loaded,
Oh, no kidding.
plus another truck partially loaded. We delivered close to 2,000 books.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Wow.
And since they go through 5,000 books in a year, approximately, that helped. And this is how we can support local communities. And this is the only program this side of Branford. There's one that's similar to this in Branford. But this one in New London, you don't have to live in New London to be able to use this.
Okay.
Anybody can go in at any of these hours, 9 to 5 Monday. I'm sorry, 9 to 3 Monday through Friday, and they have like a sign-out sheet, and it's to promote literacy and reading amongst children.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, do they get the books back from these people, or?
A lot of people do bring them back, but there's no obligation. It's a little different than a library where you only have it for 2 weeks, because what they want is for the kids to read. So sometimes it might become a favorite book and they'll keep it, but they do come back, but there's no time limit on it like going to the library.
Well, as you know, I'm involved with books because I have written a couple of books in the program that I belong to, Connecticut Authors and Publishers Association. I'm going to email them and see if I can get you some books.
Oh, great.
Right from the authors, and see what I can do for you. Because I saw that the other day. As a matter of fact, I sent Annette a note, and she didn't get back to me. I know Annette's busy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll see what I can do.
And I just sent an email out to the people that I work with. I work in CAT scan, and it's a relatively small department, and I got over 300 books from my coworkers.
Oh, my gosh.
So people want to give them because I've had these in my attic. I didn't know what to do with them. So we're giving a good home to something that people don't, because people respect books, they don't want to just throw them out.
Wow. All right, good. I'll see what I can do with that. Journey for Sight, a project we're both involved in.
Right.
And
Journey for Sight is a walkathon by the District 23C Lions, and I think it's been 10 years or more that they've had it.
21.
Okay.
This is the 21st.
You'll have to forgive me for that one.
That's only because I made up the new form.
Okay, you had inside information that I
had it
didn't
inside.
have. And to me, this is something that people can do, they can get involved in. I'm not asking people for money. The walkathon, I'm asking them for money, but you know what? People quite often will give you money when you're doing something.
Yep.
I'm walking, and that money can go to a variety of things. Half of it, I believe, stays within the club.
Right.
And the other half can be directed to a list of projects that have been determined by the district.
Yeah, because basically, if a lion comes up to you and says, would you like to sponsor me for this 5-mile walk, I think it is, and you say, yeah, I'll give you $1 a mile, $10 a mile, whatever, and that money goes into the club, half of that goes to whatever the club decides to be the charity.
Right.
And the other half stays with the club to do whatever functions they need to do. Not as administration, but as for charity programs.
In the charity account.
So it's a great way to raise money. It has been around 21 years. The first year was when I was president in Legend, and that was a long time ago. Well, I guess maybe the second time I was president. Anyway, but it's a good program, and that's done in May.
Yes.
First week of May?
I think it's the first Saturday in May. You have your calendar there. It's right there.
Yeah, that's right. I knew I brought this for something. But I think it's May 4th is the time. And if you can't walk, we'll take your money anyway because we'll have somebody else walk for you.
Exactly. We have surrogate walkers, and that's what I've told people. Just collect money for me. I'll walk. Because Guiding Ice used to have a walkathon. Theirs was 10 miles, so a 5-mile walk's nothing.
And we're not sure where we're going to do that yet, or are we?
I think it's a toss-up between
Shantok.
Fort Shantok and Camp Rising Sun. I'm not sure that that's been determined yet.
Was it Camp Rising? No, it's Hebron. Hebron, up in that area.
Yeah. Camp Hemlock?
Hemlock.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Rising Sun is the other end of the state. So we don't want to go there. It's a beautiful country now.
Yeah, and they move that around because our district is so big. They try and move it so that it's more convenient
Yeah.
for people different years.
Yeah, because we've been in Putnam, we were at Gillette Castle a few years ago, and we were up in Colchester. So, but yeah, by moving around, everybody gets a chance to go. And we do raise a lot of money. I don't know, I think we 30,000 last year?
I don't remember.
13,000, I think there was a 3 in there. But we raised a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we do is raise money.
Right, and it's a nice. Usually, it's a nice day if it, as long as it doesn't pour too badly.
Yeah.
They always feed you.
Yeah,
you know
you have
how
free
lions.
food.
Yeah, lions like to be fed.
Absolutely.
And, so they have food, and then the Leos I know have been very helpful in manning stations.
Yeah.
So.
And Leos, for those who don't know, are kids from 10 high school kids? Or, I think they're high school, 14 to 18 or something like that. It's along the lines of a Cub Scouts, but we're just Lions, and they do the same thing we do, go out and raise money and have fun.
Right.
And so if you've got kids that want to try something different, the Lions is a good thing. The Leo Club's a good thing.
And I believe that that's something that can count towards their community service needs for school.
Oh, that's right, too.
I'm pretty sure that's part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of things we can do. Again, the Lions is so wrapped up in everything. Besides eyes and diabetes and hearing, and we had a note the other day if somebody had some hearing aids, would we take them? Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Yep.
We do take hearing aids. We send them to a hearing aid bank, and I believe L&M Hospital has it over there where we drop the things off and you go over and try them on, and if they work, you can keep them, or, which is another big plus.
Because
they're expensive.
they are expensive, and it is a good place to send your hearing aids if you no longer need them for, if you upgrade or whatever.
Yeah, because nobody's going to throw them away.
No.
And people can't take them with them. The goal of this show is to advance the knowledge of Lions International and your local Lions clubs. I will have Lions members here who represent various cabinet chairs and will introduce you to the various areas of Lions. We're not just eyes, we are everything. Lions raise money through fundraisers. Excuse me. We ask that you donate and attend our functions so we can continue to donate to our various charities and causes. Some of those causes may be your next door neighbor if they had a house burned down or something, we may be able to help them. Every penny of every dollar goes to help others without a dime taken off the top for any administration funds or anything else. Upcoming events, we got Legend Lions has a bingo every Wednesday night, located over there in Gales Ferry Firehouse, and on Route 12. Lions fundraisers are all over the state. We have Lions doing all sorts of things, like anywhere from cookies, selling cookies and trees up in Montville, and trees in Groton. Mystic, I'm not sure what they're doing.
I'm not sure either.
But Legend takes families out to and clothes them for the winter. There's a number of pancake breakfasts around, and 2 weeks ago, as I mentioned, that the New London Lions granted $2,600 in cash, and so we're doing a lot. And also,